When you take on a new challenge, Pair Eyewear helps you see what's possible. With one pair, you get infinite possibilities starting at just $60, including your prescription. Plus, get 15% off by using code Sibling15 at paireyewear.com. Right now, I've been in love with Pair's new Star Wars collection. I love the versatility of the frames. One pair, infinite possibilities. Go to paireyewear.com or use code Sibling15 for 50% off your first pair and support the show by mentioning that Sibling Rivalry sent you in your post-checkout survey. That's PAIR eyewear.com, code Sibling15. Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored ear device. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural, au naturel. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses delicious flavors, and you get it, right? Y'all understand? Instead of bad, Fume is good. I love how Fume looks. It looks expensive and she feels weighty. Y'all will see me playing around with it sometimes in the podcast because I sent her some. And I just love the real wood finish. Like, it's the fine details. You know what I mean? Fume has served over 300,000 customers and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use our code RIVALRY to get a free gift with your journey pack. Head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code RIVALRY to get a free gift with your order today. Well, here she is back on Sibling Rivalry Pod, the Queen of the North. Well, there's controversy with the Queen of the North because sometimes Priyanka calls herself the Queen of the North. So I don't know. I don't want to step on any toes or ruffle any feathers, you know?
Absolutely. I'm the OG Queen of the North. Let's just say that.
Y'all, it's Brooke Lynn Hytes. Hi, Brookie.
Hi, Mo. How are ya?
You know, I'm doing good. I am here in
Hmm.
sunny California, which, as I just say that, my heart aches a little bit because you are no longer a California resident. You was like, bitch, I've been here for too long. I'm out. And
Yeah,
makes me sad.
I said this shit's too expensive for me. I'm moving to Chicago.
I mean, Chicago's expensive too, though.
Not nearly as expensive as LA. Like real
Yeah.
estate wise, no,
Okay,
they don't
fair.
compare.
Yeah, real estate in LA is crazy. Like, I remember when I was looking for a house in like the Hollywood area for like literally, I was seeing listings for like a two-bedroom with one bath for like $1.7 million. I'm like, are y'all smoking crack? This shit is
It's
crazy.
insane. It's insane. But you got a great deal with
I
a great
did.
interest rate,
I
and you
did.
turned that bitch around, and it looks so good. Are you in your drag garage right now?
I am. I'm in my Dragoon garage, girl. All the wigs and the shoes and
Ooh.
the things. I am so happy. So in long term, because so the inside phase is done. Next phase is outside, which is starting June 3rd. We're renovating the for full
Mhm.
outside. And then this garage is gonna be like a project, maybe in like 3, 4 years when I can save some money and like do it again. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, totally.
for now, she's chilling. You've been renovating too. So Brooklyn and I
Mhm.
became we bonded over like housing and renovating and stuff. And I was getting really inspired by what she was doing. And Brooklyn was a great confidant, so I can like vent and be like, girl, this because it's always more than you think, and it's just really
Mhm.
stressful. And contractors don't show up. Was you? But you had a good experience with a company you worked with though.
I did. I This is my second property that I renovated, and I, knock on wood, have been very lucky with both of them.
Yeah.
This one was good too, and it turned out really well. But it's so easy to have horror stories, and I've heard so many people have like absolute horror stories with their contractors. So you got to like really research who you're using. Word of mouth, I find, is the best way. Like if you find someone with a good
Yeah.
experience, like
Hmm.
that's always like gold.
Right. But here's the thing though, but like in this process, I was like, oh shit, I'm like becoming a real adult person. Like I was like,
Mhm.
I'm like having to like make decisions and like I was like, yo, like I'm not just this fucking fat booty, thick and juicy lipped fat kid from Brooklyn anymore. I'm like an adult, like talking about renovating a house. Like who the fuck am I? Who gave me the right? It's
I
very
know.
yeah.
And your priorities change.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
I'm like, I'm not spending $2,000 on a fucking sequin rhinestone outfit anymore.
No!
I was like,
That part. That
I was like, no,
part.
no, no. I was like, I see these girls with this custom couture, hand beaded, hand rhinestone, and I'm like, that is a bathroom. That is a bathroom. Like those days were never really there for me, but those days are for sure gone for me. Like, no.
You see, but Brooklyn, but here's the thing with you though, because you say that, but then you walk on a Canada's Drag Race looking like $10 trillion. So fuck you.
Well, that's also on somebody else's dime. So
That part.
trust me,
Like,
I would not be spending that much money.
girl, I mean, it is kind of crazy. Like, you do these 2 seasons of Drag Race a year as the host, and you just have these the looks are just crazy. And like the way, like from season one, you're like, okay, I'm gonna just dip my little toe. And then season two, three, you are just, it's just crazy. The glam is fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, season one was like it was such a wild time in my life because I was still touring for my season. Like it was, you remember that first
Right.
year after
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
OG
yeah, yeah.
season where you
Of
just did
course.
not stop.
Hmm.
And so I was like just going. I didn't even have time to get anything made. Like it was all literally just like the one designer I was working with at the time, like just pumped it all out. And then I
Hmm.
was like, it was only like after the fact that I was like, oh shit, I should have put a little bit more effort into these looks. And then season two, it was nice though, because you kind of got the glow up moment. But
Yes.
I mean, and yeah, like I look fine, but honestly, like just the level of drag in general on the show. Like I'm not talking about specifically Canada's Drag Race, but more just like Drag Race in general. Like the
Yeah.
level we're seeing, especially with this new All Stars season, is
Girl.
just like what are we supposed to do after this? Like after Plastique, like where do we go from here after Got Mick? Like what are we supposed to do? Light ourselves on fire?
It's kind of crazy. Like, what one of those crazy moments for me was when hearing how, like, because Plastique shot her looks in Vietnam, and then how they dyed the sand pink to make sense with the picture. I was like, that is a level of detail, and that like, what the fuck are we supposed to do now?
I could never. I could never. And most of us could never. I like that the mind on that girl is like insane.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even want to like. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, remember how people on TikTok or on Twitter are making those like, who is the biggest fashion girl? And they had
Yeah.
all those like side by sides, and then they had her, and I'm like, I don't even think calling her a fashion girl is enough.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
disagree.
not.
I
It's like
agree.
beyond
Agree.
fashion.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it's insane. And I mean, let's talk about spending money. Apparently, she spent like crazy amounts of money, and it looks like she spent crazy amounts of money. But she makes that TikTok money. It's a different
Hello.
level.
It's different, girl. It's
It's
different.
different.
It's different. Like, that's the thing also, like, to get into the social medias of it all, like getting into TikTok, and like I'll have like
Hmm.
spurts when I make like a few videos, but it is dedication, right? Like, she spends a lot of her time like fucking like creating these TikToks and editing them, and like she's really putting in that time and effort. So because seen some people mad at, well, it's not fair because she's on TikTok, but it's like, no, but she's putting in the fucking work to make and it's paying off. Like, why y'all mad?
That's her job. It's like her literal job, and it literally is a job, and it's a lot of work. Doing
Yeah,
all that is a lot of work. So yeah,
yeah,
good for her. Props to her.
yeah. Props to your mama. Props to
Hmm.
you. Okay, wait. So I really want to ask: are you happy with your move to Chicago, or are you like sometimes being like, "Damn, I really miss the sunshine and warmth of LA"?
There are moments. I mean, I was back, I think, in January.
Mhm.
Don't give me that look. I was back. I was back in January for some fittings, and of course, like January in Chicago is not the one. And
Mhm.
I had a little moment where I was like, what did I do? Why did I move? And I was also just going through it in general. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't super miss it. I mean, I love my place here. It's finally really come together, and like it's starting to feel like a home. And I do miss occasionally the weather in LA, sure, but
Yeah.
like I can just get on a plane and go to LA if I really want to be
Yeah.
there, you know?
Because
It's
she's
not
that
the end of the
girl.
day.
Yeah.
I'm that girl.
And she's not spending $8,000 on a beat gown. She can fly where she wants and do it and dip and do.
Exactly, bitch.
How do your cats like it though? I mean, so I have a Sphinx. Let's call her Sphinx. She fully has hair. And but like because I've been traveling with her since I had her, like anytime like on a plane, she's good. I put her different people cat sit her. She gets on with other cats. Like my cat is super. And people always tell me I have a very low maintenance cat. Like besides her being vocal, she's very vocal. That's the only thing. But other than that, she
Hmm.
gets along. She eats anything. She'll use other litter boxes. I don't have to have like two and three. She doesn't like pee or and shit. I hear people say like, "Oh yeah, my cat pee on my counter." I'm like, that is my cat has. She has literally never ever peed in anything that was not her litter box ever.
Same. I mean, I couldn't like I've been so spoiled with both of my cats. They are so chill, low
Yeah,
maintenance. I can leave them alone for like 2 days because they have an
same,
automatic litter box.
same.
Like they, yeah, I can just leave them for a couple days if I'm going on a quick little trip. Like I'm going to
Hmm.
Salt Lake City tomorrow, and I'm just leaving them by themselves,
Yeah,
and they're fine.
yeah.
But yeah, they've never peed or pooed anywhere that they weren't supposed to. They get hairballs and like they throw up occasionally, but I feel like
That's normal.
that
See, I don't
happens
even know
with
what that is.
cats with hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
like when they groom themselves and they like literally swallow hair and then they
Oh.
like throw it up. Yeah, so that's kind of gross. But
Okay,
besides
so
that,
my
they're good.
brain, you just made that connection for me because I've seen like cartoons and shit hairballs. I was wondering how did the hair is it because they're licking themselves and the hair is just they're eating
Hmm.
hair
They're
constantly. That
constantly cleaning
makes
themselves.
sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah,
Work.
but they're good. They're chill
Yeah.
and they like it. They're easy.
The most I've left Colleen for time was 3 days. I think 3 days is her max. But again, I have like an automatic feeder. I have an automatic feeder for her, and I have everything. And well, because I love my girl so much, if I go away, like I put an alarm in my thing that at like 11 a.m. I'll put on the TV at like 7 p.m. like remotely, so that she can
Oh,
feel like and hear sounds and feel like she's not alone by herself.
oh, that's nice. How did you come up with the name Colleen?
I was like, I always think like real people names for pets is so stupid. So I was like, to have like a cat
I
named
agree.
Colleen is so dumb. So I just did it.
I love that. This is
So cute.
Henry,
Henry. You know, he looks like a Henry.
doesn't he?
He does. He looks like a Henry for sure.
He's so sweet. I love him. You say hi.
Hi,
He's a
kitty.
very good boy. He's very
Um,
good.
well, you have two. Would you get a third?
Hmm.
Is that too much?
I thought about it, but now I think it's too much at this point. And this space is good. Like it's a really nice like big space, and it's good for two. And like and they both have a friend. Like they have someone to hang out with. And like I've been so lucky with two. Like they're both such good cats. I don't want to fuck it up with three.
Girl, you get a third one and just start wrecking shit, start crawling up on your cabinet, knocking
Exactly.
your pictures over. You'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I have a cat allergy. I went to a fucking allergist. I told the story. I found out what I'm allergic to: horses, mice and rats, dogs and cats. And but I think so. Like the first 3 weeks I had Colleen, it was a nightmare. My eyes were red. I was stuffy, congested, and then my body acclimated. So I'm still allergic, but because I'm used to her, it's fine. But I've always wanted a fucking like a Maine Coon or like because
Mm.
Henry's what I
A
don't know.
Mancoon.
It doesn't make me go. Yeah, I want like one of
Yeah.
those big hairy ones, but I know it will fuck me up. But I also hear my friend. My friend Taylor O'Rear, tall,
Yep.
skinny. Yeah, he has a big one called. His name is Murph. It's like an orange one, like this huge fucking Maine Coon.
Oh.
I want that. I want that shit so bad.
Yeah, they're like dogs. They're so friendly and they're
Yeah,
just chill and like easy to be around. Like he's the easiest cat. He just
yeah.
wants like cuddles all the time. That's it.
Were yours rescues?
One of them was from Craigslist. Um, yeah,
Girl,
my
Craigslist is for
best.
dick, girl. Wait, cat.
No, and cats. You can get cats. You can get cats on Craigslist. It was he was a rescue from Craigslist.
Word.
Lady was moving, and my best friend actually went. and picked him up for me. He didn't tell me, and he just put him in my apartment and surprised me. And I came home from work one night and I had a cat there.
Okay, wait, hold on. So you weren't? Did you want a cat?
Yeah, I had been like talking about it for a while,
Oh,
but I just wasn't doing anything about it. I was so like he was just like, well, I'm just gonna get you a cat then. So he got me one.
I can imagine if I was like just telling Bob, like, yeah, Bob, I really want a cat. I really want a cat. Bob shut up. I don't think I would take that cat. I'm like, girl, I don't want this cat. Uh-uh. Um, Colleen is from a breeder. I know, y'all. But
Uh-oh, canceled.
I
Canceled.
know, but I had a specific need. I could not get a regular cat. Like, and
Doesn't matter, canceled.
I had looked at shelters, and there were no sphinxes. There were no sphinxes anywhere. So I went to these people called. I didn't want to say their name because this story is kind of shady, but it's a sphinx breeder close to New York City. And as I found them online, I was talking to them, and they're like, "Okay, yeah, you could. We have a cat. They brought her over for me. Everything was great." And then I took her to her like 6 month checkup at the vet, and they're like, "We're gonna run an EKG on her or whatever the cat version of that is, a cat echocardiogram, whatever it is." I run her, and he goes, "So just so you know, your cat has a heart murmur." And I was like, "Oh my God, what does that mean?" I was like, "Is she gonna die?" He's like, "No, it's not gonna die. You just have to like get her regular checked up, make sure her heart is doing okay, blah blah blah. But we would advise you to talk to your breeder where you got the cat from and let them know because this is probably something that is in the line of the
Yeah.
breed." So I get home, I call them. I'm like, "Hi, this is Kevin. I got Colleen a few months ago." They're like, "Yeah. Is everything okay?" I'm like, "Everything is fine. You should just know that the vet is saying that she has a heart murmur, and I should let you guys know." And they're like, "Oh no, do you want a new one?" And I was like, um, "I'm sorry, a new what? A new cat? Because it's in the warranty. They're like, you can bring this one back and give you a new one." And I was like, "It's not a sweater, girl. It's a fucking cat that I've now bonded with." I was like, "No, I don't want to bring her back, but I'm letting you guys know that this is probably a genetic thing." And they were like, "Okay, well, you still have 6 more months. If you want to get a new one, let us know. We'll swap it out." And I was like, "This is crazy. Swap it out."
Swap out your cat. Just done. I
Like
can't
I was
imagine.
gagged, Brooke. Ugh.
Damn.
All right, let's take a small break. Something that I've been thinking about, and I've talked to Trinity about this too, because she's a big pageant lady. And I want your honest opinion if you think that I would have a fighting chance or girl, don't even try. Like, I really, 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 in 2025, I want to focus my energy in this. I want to like put the time in and the energy and everything. And I really want to enter Miss Continental and like really actually compete and try to make a placement.
Yeah, I think you could.
Do you think I can, Brooke? Do you really think I have the stuff? Like, for real, for real?
I absolutely. I think you have the stuff. I mean, Continental. I think Continental has this like everyone thinks it's a trans beauty pageant, and that's like the first because that's
Yeah.
like what it's known for. But honestly, it's really not. Like it's yes, it's a beauty pageant, but like you also have to be smart. You have to be talented. You have to be able to answer a question
Mhm.
and talk. These are all really important parts of the pageant. It's not just about how beautiful you look. I can't tell you the amount of times I've gone to this pageant and seen the most beautiful women not win because they can't put one word in front of the other or they don't have a lick of talent to save their lives. They just happen to be
Yeah.
pretty. So and you are beautiful in drag and you're smart and
Oh,
you're talented. So I don't
not in
I
drag.
don't
I heard
see
that.
why you
You're a
couldn't.
beautiful in drag.
And
And
drag.
girl, scalped.
Scalped. You asked me this last time I was on the pod. You and Bob were like, who would win at Miss Continental, me or Monet? And I said you. I told Bob. I said, Bob, you have a face for Entertainer of the Year.
Oh, wait, so how many times did you compete though before you won?
Twice. I won on my second try.
One on the second try, but that's like
Mm.
unheard of, right? Normally people be like 5 and 6 times.
Yeah, I mean, people have one on their second try, but it's not common.
Common.
Uh, yeah. So I was first runner up to Naisha. Naisha won my first year.
Oh.
Naisha Lopez, and I was her first runner up, and then I went back the next year and I won.
Okay,
Fun
and
fact, I've never placed lower than first runner up ever at a pageant or anything I've ever done.
work. So she would you ever do another pageant system? No, you're like I'm over pageants.
No, I mean it's just not my like pageantry was like a means to an end to kind of get me noticed and kind of get me on the radar for Drag Race. Like
Yeah,
I didn't do it because I wanted to be part of Miss Continental because of the legacy, but like pageants in general has never been something I really cared
yeah.
about.
Yeah, because even when you went on the show, because you won Miss Continental, people like tried to pigeonhole you in the pageant thing, but you quickly like broke out of it because you were like, so. And this is not a shade to pageantry, but like you're not just encompassed in that, right? Some people like that's their identity, they're like the pageant queen, but your persona is bigger than just pageantry, and I don't mean that in a negative way to pageant. No shade to pageant people, please.
No, of course, but well, there is one pageant I would actually do, and it's Universal Show Queen in Hawaii. It's a really great like national pageant. They do it every year, and it's the reason I would do it is because I love it has an amazing like legacy of like the people who have won, like some of like the best entertainers have won that pageant.
Mm,
B, I love the Hawaiian people and the culture there, and they're just
yes.
so fucking wonderful. And C, there's no prelims. So you literally win, and then you come back the next year and you got to give it up. And there's no like, it's the whole prelim thing during the year, and like they treat you like a fucking car salesman, and you have to like sell prelims, and then you have to go to these prelims and perform for like $200 a booking, and like all this bullshit. Yeah, yeah, very that. So I was like, no. So yeah, I would do
$200
that.
a
I would do
booking.
that pageant.
Ooh.
That's what they're paying the national title holders, bitch. 200 to $250, and a ticket on Southwest Airlines.
Okay, my first time ever having a booking outside of New York was before Drag Race. It was Roscoe's. Well, no, the first one was in Florida. But then Roscoe's was my second one. It was for. Do you remember XYZ? I mean, did you XYZ on Sundays in Chicago? I don't know if you used
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Hmm.
They booked me at XYZ. Shauna booked me at XYZ. And I had never like traveled for drag before. Well, the second time, but like, second time I ever done it. And then never traveled on Southwest before. So I'm like, oh, Southwest Airlines. I get to the airport. I check in at the airport, blah, 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 blah. Bitch, when I didn't realize you'd have no seats, it's like a fucking cattle call, like Golden Corral, just run into. I was like, this is a horrible idea for an airline, but it's so cheap. So I guess it does work, but it is horrible. I know girls that still travel Southwest after the race.
Who?
I'm not gonna say no names, that's their business, but I was like, girl, no.
Oh
No!
no, man, no, ma'am. I mean, before Drag Race, when you kind of had to get yourself around, absolutely, it was the one because, like
Yes.
you said, it was cheap. It was cheap. It didn't cost anything to change flights, like all that. But once someone else was paying for it, girl, no,
Uh-oh. I think
we're
we
not doing
lost
that
Brooklyn too.
Bro,
anymore.
she froze for me too. Give it a second.
Oh, sorry, you froze for a second, Brooklyn, but
Oh,
we'll catch up.
okay.
Yeah, like it's not worth it. I mean, but if you have to use Southwest Airlines to get around, more power to you. It is just not a journey or a story that I can. I travel too much to deal with that. I would just have anxiety all the time. It would not know if I'm gonna have a middle seat or a window seat. Like, no, it would ruin every gig I ever did from now until Kingdom Come. I would hate myself.
Yeah, it was a struggle, but I did it for years, and I mean I was fine with it because you're just kind of used to it, and I would always like sneak my way into the front of like the A line, so I would always get like a good window seat. But yeah,
Word.
it could be pretty like bleak if you're like at the back of that line.
Ugh. Is your talent online? Can I watch your talent for Continental? Is it like on YouTube?
Yeah, they're on
Work.
there.
Can you give us a brief description? I'm sure it was dance focused, obvi. I would imagine.
My first year, I did Black Swan. That's like right when like Black Swan was like came out. So I did like White Swan, and then I did this big costume,
Give it
like
a
a big
second.
tearaway on
This
stage, and
is
went into
Black.
Black Swan. So and that was like
Work.
I got a perfect score in talent. So that was my first year. And then the second year, I did like a Slave for You, Britney Spears, like harem kind of remix moment with like a bunch of dancers on point again.
Work. Work. Work.
It was
Work.
good.
Work. We love.
Yeah, my first year was better. My first year talent was better for me. The second year was like, eh.
If I did, I would obviously sing. I would pull out some Giselle Barbie Royale and sing opera. I think that
Hmm.
would be gag, but it would have to be, because I already did it on Drag Race. I would have to reimagine a way to make that even more like make a big production. Bitch, what I want to do, bitch, I want to do some opera song, right? But then have some reveal and reveal a whole fucking chorus behind me of like 50 singers and do some fucking fucking oh fortune, it's like some crazy operatic piece, and just everybody be in that fucking auditorium like, what the fuck is going on? I want to do something big, some crazy over the top singing piece like that.
That would be cool. But remember, that's going to be a lot of money because you have to pay an entry fee for every single one of those people that's on the stage with you. So if you want 50 people on stage with you, you
Wait,
have to
sorry,
buy 50 tickets.
your thing just cut off for a second.
Am I
I have
back?
to buy tickets for all these people.
Yes, you have to buy entry tickets for every single person on stage with you in your talent. So you'd have to buy like 50 tickets to Miss Continental.
That's shady. Okay.
Hmm. That's how they get you.
That
How much is a ticket?
Yeah, how much is the ticket?
Tickets like $75.
Okay, that's 100. Let's round it up to $100 with taxes and Ticketmaster tax shit. So that's 100 times 50. What's that? Is that 50? Is that what's that? 5,000, Jacob? Yeah,
Ooh,
that's 5,000 ticket. That's $5,000 on tickets alone.
Hmm.
Okay, well, we're not doing that time. That's out.
Exactly.
That's out. Oh wow,
That's
I didn't realize
out.
you could buy. But I guess, but again, but you have all these like bars and promoters and people that sponsor girls. So maybe I can get maybe a Heart WeHo can sponsor me.
Exactly. Monet is
Yeah.
sponsored by Heart WeHo and a host of family and friends.
A host of family and friends. I
A
live.
host of family and friends.
Can I tell you something that also really gags me about Brooklyn, and a testament to how self-sufficient you are? Brooklyn does not travel with a fucking assistant. So, and again, I think that I've just been, because I've had Patty since I started, like it, or now I don't even have Patty on the road. I have someone else. I have Ty with me. Ty, who did the hair, he did the hair on We're Here.
Hmm.
Because that's what I need the most help in, right? Like, to be honest, I'm really self-sufficient outside of hair. Like, I pack my own bags because I like the way I do it. I like to organize my own makeup. I'm not a girl that, because you know these girls, their assistants pretty much do everything. They come, they bring their suitcases to the room, they unpack the suitcase, they line the makeup up. Like, I like doing all that stuff in myself because I'm so anal about it. I just need someone for hair and being my contact, being the point person between me and the venue. Because I just get, so those two details are just
Mm.
not my strong suit. So that's why I really want to have an assistant on the road with me. But you do it all by yourself. I really admire that.
I mean, yeah, I just always have. I think it's well, you fuck with human hair. I don't fuck with human hair. So like, yeah, if I was wearing human hair all the time, I would have somebody coming and styling it for me too. But I have the good old synthetic. You just take it, you
Yeah.
shake it, and you brush it, and you put it back in position. Like I just mess with
Well, you
synthetic
say
hair.
that,
So
but you were wearing this. I'll never forget it. It was this clip of you in this purple slinky dress, and you had this red hair. And I remember I texted you. I was like, "Girl," because I think it was right after I discovered you didn't have a assistant. I was like, "How do you try?" Like, I was like, "Girl, you be getting to the gig and you be styling that hair every time." You're like, "What hair?" Like the red one. You're like, "Girl, that's synthetic." I was like, "No, it's not." I was like, "Brooklyn." She's like, "Monet, that is synthetic hair." I was like, "Brooklyn, no, it's not. It looks so good
yep.
though."
Yeah, like I don't fuck with hair. Like I love hair and I love wigs and I think they're great and everything, but like I'm not sitting there styling hair. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just like unless it's all of my hair on Canada's Drag Race is human. All of those wigs are human because I have a stylist
Word.
there and she does it all. But if it's just me,
Got
not
it.
happening.
Yeah,
Not
I met
happening.
your when I judged on
Kirsten, yeah.
Canada
She
versus the
loves
World.
you.
I met your team.
She's obsessed with you.
Really? Oh, I love
She
that.
li-
Well, your
she
team is
literally asks about you all the time.
work. I'm gonna tell y'all the Brooklyn's multiverse over there at Canada's Drag Race. But number one, and again, No shade to American Drag Race. I've done Drag Race 3 times now, right? If you count Celebrity Drag Race, I've been on a set of Drag Race 4 times now. This includes everything. And everyone there is really fine and really nice. In Canada, the niceness and the pleasantry of being a part of that Drag Race ecosystem was palpable. Like how I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just a different energy. And America is great too, but Canada just a different energy. And I was like, oh my God, Brooklyn gets to fucking work here for however many weeks a year work. I love being around the crew. I got there that day, they had like a fucking taco truck with like fucking taco things, and there it was everything.
Yeah, and we loved having you. Yeah, it's a really great working environment to have. And I'm really lucky that I get to do it. Actually, literally right before we started this Zoom meeting, which found out we won another Canadian Screen Award for Best Hosts. So yeah,
I think we're frozen. Wait, y'all won another Canadian Screen Award?
yeah. Well, right before this Zoom call, I just found out that we won another Canadian Screen Award for Best Hosts of a reality TV program. So that's like our 5th one in a row.
Congratulations. Work, girl.
Thanks. Yeah, we're very excited.
I told you what I really want you to make them do, and it would just make me, if my pussy quiver, is having like you doing the live finale. I would die, and I would want to come out of there to watch it.
I know. I would love to do that. I think it's just like a budget thing. I mean, it's so hard now in TV and stuff like that. There's no like no budget for anything. But yeah, I would love to do that too. If we could ever find the money to do it, I think it'd be amazing.
Just to see Brooklyn just come out there in some fucking crazy fucking outfit and be like, ah! I would just be watching it, just living my own fantasy, watching you do it. It would be everything.
You can come be my assistant for that.
I would honestly, I absolutely would. I would be a horrible assistant. I don't know what I would do, but I would absolutely be there just so I can be in your gown as I'm your Nina West living gown, just be a part of your look in some type of way. I would love that.
Exactly. We'll recreate our Tom of Finland look.
Girl. Oh my God. You know, I see, but the thing is that I see what she was trying to do. Like my brain, I get what Nina West was going for, but it's just, yeah. Oh, poor queen. Poor queen.
You know, from putting out new music to debuting my one-woman show, it's been very challenging, but those challenges are also the most rewarding. When you take on a new challenge, Pair Eyewear helps you see what's possible. With one pair, you get infinite possibilities starting at just $60, including your prescription. And with their Sun Top collection, you can protect your eyes and style without paying extra for prescription sunglasses. Plus, get 15% off by using code Sibling15 at paireyewear.com. Pair is budget-friendly without compromising on style or quality. Right now, I've been in love with Pair's new Star Wars collection. Is that the right theme song? I think so. They just debuted 21 unique designs on May 4th. May the Force be with you. From legendary battles to formidable icons, these epic designs are truly fierce. I love the versatility of the frames. You can take them to any situation and you'll still be that girl. Find your fit right from home with virtual try-on and then switch up your look in a snap with top frames that start at just $25. New designs drop every month, including fun collabs, and they have free standard shipping and a flexible 30-day return policy so you can find your perfect fit. One pair, infinite possibilities. Go to paireyewear.com or use code Sibling15 for 50% off your first pair and support the show by mentioning that Sibling Rivalry sent you in your post-checkout survey. That's paireyewear.com, code Sibling15. This podcast is sponsored by Smalls. Y'all know I'm a cat person and I'm very proud of it. Cats are fabulous companions. They bring so much joy to our lives, and the least you can do is feed them the best cat food money can buy. My cat's old food would be disgustingly gray, okay? I used to hate having to open up that can. So when I found Smalls, it was freaking fabulous. Like, I legitimately found a brand that my cat loved, and I loved giving it to her. And she immediately wants Smalls all the time. Now my cat cannot live without Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein packed. Their recipes are delicious for my kitty, and they are preservative free. That's why veterinarians.org rates Smalls 10 out of 10 for ingredient quality. Smalls was started back in 2017 by a couple of dudes home cooking cat food in small batches for their friends. A few short years later, they've served millions of meals to cats across the U.S. Now it's a time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/rivalry and use promo code rivalry at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use my code rivalry for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code rivalry for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. Girl, summer's here. Y'all know she be expensive. And when you got financial goals, you need to decide what's worth it. Am I right, ladies? A Chime checking account helps you reach your financial goals while still enjoying the summer. Take back your finances with features like fee-free overdraft up to $200 with SpotMe or getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. Learn more at chime.com/rivalry. To date, Chime has spotted members over $20 billion. Friends give friends a boost. Eligible members get complimentary boosts to temporarily increase a friend's spot me limit. When you give a boost, they can boost you back to temporarily raise your limit. With a Chime checking account, you can get paid up to 2 days earlier too, y'all. And with a qualifying direct deposit, you can get access to your money sooner. Ditch the monthly fees. Chime don't got none. Chime gives you access to 60,000 plus fee-free ATMs. You know, when you're trying to get somebody out of ATM, and even if it's $2 or sometimes $5, that will deter you. It deters me. I'm not, you know what? I don't need the money that bad. Or you just do it real mad. With Chime, you ain't got to worry about that. Live it up this summer and make progress towards your financial goals with Chime. Open your account in minutes at chime.com/rivalry. That's chime.com/rivalry. Chime feels like progress, don't it? Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank, N.A. or Stride Bank, N.A. Members FDIC. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members. Enroll in SpotMe and are subject to monthly limits. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in SpotMe and are subject to monthly limits. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details. Ever tried to break a bad habit that felt like you're climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops? We've all been there, girl. But here's a breath of fresh air. Fume. It's not about giving up. It's about switching it up. Okay, you gotta switch it up on these hoes. Fume takes your habit and simply makes it better, healthier, and a whole lot more enjoyable because Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses delicious flavors, and you get it, right? Y'all understand? Instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit. I love how Fume looks. It looks expensive and she feels weighty. Y'all will see me playing around with it sometimes in the podcast because I sent her some. And I just love the real wood finish. Like, it's the fine details. You know what I mean? Fume has served over 300,000 customers and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use our code RIVALRY to get a free gift with your journey pack. Head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code RIVALRY to get a free gift with your order today.
But so you are watching this season.
I'm watching. I always just kind of watch the clips online because, like, the only because you always get the best bits online, the things that everyone talks about. So I don't ever watch like a full episode, but I watch all the runways on Instagram and stuff like that, and like the best moments of Snatch Game and stuff like that. So yeah, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching it because we reviewed on the thing. It actually is really good. But like you said, honestly, the whole season is now on World of Wonder Instagram and Paramount Instagram. You can see the lip sync, you can see the runways, even like the best shady and funny moments that happen in the workroom are like they post those clips. So honestly, you're getting the best of the highlight reel on the fucking social media anyway. So you're right. Who needs to watch the whole fucking episode anymore?
Yeah, I just watched the best ofs.
Yeah. And now that you've hosted a season, do you ever think you would ever, what if they asked you to host Pit Stop? Would you do that? Or you like, no, bitch, I host my own
I would
franchise?
love to.
Okay,
No, I
okay.
would love to host Pit Stop. I think that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Yeah. Our Pit Stop was very fun.
Yeah, we
People,
had a good time.
I get people who post clips of it on TikTok too, still to this day. And it always cracks me. The part when you fucking spread your legs and they censor it. Like, I was like, and people were like, I can't believe Brooklyn did that. I'm like, you think her dick was really hanging out, girl? No, it's a joke, y'all.
That's what they think.
I have a question. The question. I'll just pull a question. Would you ever? Are you Would you be a sister wife? Would you ever date another queen?
Did you
Yeah.
not see season 11?
What?
Yeah,
That
me
was
and
like
Vanjie dated.
her and Benji was a whole plot
I
line.
mean, but okay, did y'all really date after the show?
Yeah, we dated for like we wrapped in like beginning of July, and I think we broke up in October.
Oh! I thought it was strictly a showmance. I didn't realize it went outside of the show.
Yeah, we dated for several months outside the show.
Work. Oh my. Okay. I love Vanessa Vanjie Mateo. She is my. I anytime I see Vanessa, a good time. Dating Vanessa seems like it will be an experience. Wild.
It was, and it is. I mean, we're two very different people. I mean, me and
Yeah.
you are kind of more akin. We're on the same like
Yeah.
calm, chill wavelength, and Vanjie is like on her own wavelength with energy wise. And I love that about her. But yeah,
Yeah.
it just didn't. We just didn't match in energy, and it just didn't really work out. But it's fine. We're great friends now.
Yeah. Yeah, I could not date someone who is high energy and wanted to go out. I need to date a homebody. I have no
Hmm.
interest in being out in the club and I literally don't. Brooklyn and I we often send each other like Pisces because we're both Pisces and we send each other Pisces means and that should be so accurate. Like I just want to stay home and just chill and going out is not my thing. Now again, that's not saying I never want to like once in a blue pop out and like but my equilibrium is staying home and chilling, especially since we're traveling. I just want to be home.
No, I'm the same. This is my fucking club right here. This is my idea of a club right there. That's it.
That looks so chic. The green
Isn't that gorgeous?
furniture with
You
that
know who
exposed
helped me
brick
like
and like
get
the
my
black.
place
It
together?
looks
Shea Coulee is
so
an
fucking
excellent interior
chic.
designer, and she like helped me like get it all
Oh,
together. Yeah, she came over and like gave me advice
oh,
on everything,
word,
and it was amazing.
work. Yeah, it looks so chic and so adult and so sexy. You better work, bitch.
Thank you.
Um, are you in the market for a partner, or you're like more happy being alone?
I mean, I'm always open, but like I
Uh
just
oh.
can't imagine. Am I frozen?
Yeah,
Can you hear
you're
me?
back now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you.
I'm always open to the idea of it. I just can't really. I don't know. I just can't imagine it. You know, like like I'm so used
Yeah.
to being alone and doing my own thing at my own time in my own space, and I just can't imagine like having to like factor somebody else into that equation.
Yeah, I feel that, before Andy, I had a serious one, I would say one's major serious relationship, and then like two other ones that were not that serious. Before Andy, there was one person for a long time, and then I had two other people for like 3 months, which I don't really count as serious relationships. But being in this relationship has definitely like challenged a lot of that because like the same, I was like, I move when I want to, I go when I want to, and do all the things. And now I'm in this thing where I have to like kind of communicate those things, you know what I mean, out of respect for the other person. And I'm not gonna lie, was, still is an adjustment that you always have to
Mhm.
do. And yeah, I completely understand. I completely understand.
Yeah, like fucking like, what if I have to fart? I love to fart, and if somebody else is there and I can't fart, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, but But you know what? I do know what I see often, and I'm like, oh my God, this looks like the fantasy. Now, not even celebrity couples with money, just like people, who aren't famous and whatever, they are now these relationships where they get together and they live in the same apartment building, but different apartments. They're married and living in different apartments. Or if they have enough money, they're married and have separate houses. And they have, they have stuff at each other's homes. So like Monday through Friday, we sleep together at his house, but then we separate and we have our own place on the weekend. And sometimes I'm like, that sounds fabulous.
That really does. That sounds amazing. I love the idea of that. That would be very up my alley. And I mean, if it's the right person, it'll happen. And if it's like right time and everything, it'll happen. But like, I'm definitely not like looking for it at this point in my life. I'm kind of comfortable with the fact that I could quite possibly just be alone forever.
Well, another like Shirley Ralph, who was a major fucking star. Her and her husband, they've been married for 40-something years. They live apart for all of that time because she lived in LA and he was a politician in DC, and they had a house together in Pennsylvania. So what she would do is like they would only see each other like every 2 weeks. And I was like, that is also again an arrangement that sounds fierce to me, because the more time I'm away from my partner, the more time like I miss them, right? And I think that still creates that like, oh my God, I miss you, and that longing. I think that's really important to have in a relationship. So to hear someone like,
exactly,
and they raise kids like that. It's not like it's just them. They raise kids in that thing and it worked for them. But I think we're all just so caught up in the traditionality of getting together and moving in together, and like we're all so caught up in that because that's how we've been indoctrinated with the Bible and man and wife and blah 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 storybook fairy tale shit. It's like I think it's time to reimagine what relationships look like, what they can look like, and what they should be fucking like, girl. Ugh. Anyway,
totally, absolutely, I completely agree. Like the older I get, the more open I am to different kinds of relationships and different ways that could look. I mean, I was raised very Christian and very strict, like one way of doing things, but and like that stayed with me for a long time. But the older I get, the more open-minded I become to things.
What about poly? Are you a poly girly?
Oh, I don't know. In like, I want to say that I would be, but I just don't know if I actually could.
Right. Right.
Like I want to be like, yeah, it'd be cool, totally. And then like when it gets down to it, I'm also not a very sexual person. Like I just like I'm one of those people I can have sex like once every 2 weeks and I'm like, I'm good. Like I was not like super sexually charged.
Yeah. And the girl, again, so every time Brooke and I talk about this stuff, I'm like, maybe Brooke and I should get married. But I am also the same way too. But I think it's because I like got rid of a lot of that sexual stuff like in like my 20s. I talk about this on the podcast also a lot too. Like I started fucking since I was like 12 years old, which is they were other 12-year-olds. They weren't old grown people, y'all. They were people my age. And then so like throughout, like I feel like I've done all the things I want to do. So at this point in my life, I am happy to have sex like once every 2 weeks, and I'm like, whoa, I did it. That was good. You know what I mean? And I'm like, same. I'm good for like the next 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
I'm the exact same. But I'm good. I'm like, just get it out of me, and then I'm like, okay. And then also don't touch me. Like, go away.
Okay, you heard it here first. Brooklyn and I, we're gonna get married. We're gonna be
we're the same
gonna
person.
Get married, girl. The Pisces union you guys have been waiting for.
We're going to get a place in Palm Springs, and we're going to have a little compound.
Okay, see, our first fight. I don't like Palm Springs. You like Palm Springs?
Bitch, you're the one who was like, hey, we should get a place in Palm Springs. Like a bunch of us. Yes, you did.
Well, I think that's changed. I don't love Palm Springs. The only thing I like about Palm Springs is Bianca's house. I'm like, oh, that's great.
Yeah. That's true. I just feel like that's where we're supposed to go as older gay men.
I know. Definitely not no like Fire Island shit.
Oh no.
Or P-Town. Although P-Town is nice, it gets too cold though. I don't want the cold.
Yeah, and I like Fire Island. Like I like Cherry Grove. Like I like the lesbian side of Fire Island.
Yeah.
We're not doing the Pines. That's too much.
No. Have you, Brooklyn? Do you do drugs? Do you dabble in any type of drug? You don't.
I've been sober for almost a year and a half now. Yeah, like before, like I did Like I very occasionally do weed. But it's like one of those things I just do to sleep usually.
Yeah.
But I've done like before that, I did coke. I did like ecstasy once or twice. I did shrooms a couple times, but I was never like a big druggie.
You're just so type A and you're so always together. I cannot imagine you doing something like ecstasy. Like, I just cannot imagine because you're so
I hated it.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
I hate it. I was like, can this be over, please?
Yeah, you're so poised. I'm sure y'all who have met Brooke Lynn Hytes and you see on the show, like Brooklyn is always so poised. Brooklyn is always, everything is, you're just, so I just can't imagine you being on Molly or ecstasy. That sounds crazy to me. I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I didn't love it. I was like, I remember I wanted to be like outside by myself, like still, like even on drugs, I'm like, can I just be alone?
Okay, another way we're the same. So I went to Mexico with some friends and my boyfriend, and then we're in Mexico, and they all went to go out one night. I was like, you know what, y'all go out. I'm just gonna stay here. They're like, we're on vacation. I'm like, I know. I just want to kind of just be. We're on vacation. But I kind of want to be with myself. And so we're at this fucking condo. I go to the roof. And I get in this hot tub and I take Molly and I'm just in the hot tub on Molly by myself. I was like, and they came back, they're like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to just be by myself. And people will be like, what's wrong with you?
The last time I did it, we rented a house in like Pensacola or somewhere in Florida, and we all drove down there, and it was a bunch of people from Play Dance Bar in Nashville, like a bunch of the bartenders and everything, and they were all loud and just like yelling and just like the worst. Yeah. And we were right on the beach, and my Molly hit, and I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And I went for a walk on the beach, and there was like a full moon, and the wind was blowing.
Ah, yes, bitch.
And it was everything.
Yes.
And like I was like, okay, this is cute. This I can do. But the minute I got back in the house, I was like, I need to get away from these people. Yeah. I'm also like, I also get really like, it's all about environment. Like I was with these crazy party people, and we were in like this little neighborhood, and I'm like, somebody could call the cops on us, and then they could show up and find all these drugs and booze here, and like that just made me really anxious because I'm like, I'm not trying to get arrested and stuff. So it's just like an environment thing. I get very anxious very easily about things.
Yeah, I got you. Oh my God, this is Jacob. We're gonna call this the one about Brooklyn and Monet finding out they're each other's perfect match. Well, that's good because I can become. Well, you're already an American citizen, so there's no benefit for you. But I can get some Canadian citizenship, and when everything goes down in November, I'm moving into your renovated home.
Oh my God. I don't even like, what are we even supposed to do about that now? Like, I don't even like want to like what's going to happen in November?
Girl, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like they had like at the beginning of the year, I was like, oh, people are going to realize like whatever. But the more and more like, you know, it's going down in the Middle East, and especially with this recent strike on Rafah and stuff like that, it just like I understand the POV of people being frustrated with our current president as well, right? I understand that, and I'm like, because I am too. I'm like, what the fuck? This is inhumane. This is indecent. Like we gotta like, this is the red line you talked about. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I just think about this alternative orange dude literally saying that I'm gonna seek a third term. I'm not leaving. Bring back concentration camp. Like. So I'm like, you know, that's what is on the other side, you know?
I know, but it's just crazy. Like we're supposed to be like out there, like telling people. Yeah, I completely agree. Like it's with everything that's happening in the Middle East right now. And this is the person we want apparently to have back in office for a second term. And this is what's happening. And like it just both options are not great.
Yeah. They're true.
And it's just weird like telling people to vote, but you're like, who like vote, I guess, for this guy because he's less worse than this guy, but he's still pretty awful. Like, I hate it.
I hate it too. And this is the world we're living in, girl. And also with everything like this, it feels for me like so icky, you know, to still have to go on with the business that I have going on and promoting the things and posting the things when I get everything that's going on too, like in the world. So it is this like weird space and like still having to promote yourself, but also raising awareness about what's going on. It was just so murky. It's so much to do.
I know, it's gross.
Yeah. Speaking of, I thought you were on the billing for it, but I think you were there too recently to not be on. But someone had like tagged you when it posted. I was like, wait, Brooklyn's gonna be in Brazil too? I thought you were gonna be in the big Brazil gig in July.
I am.
You are? Someone
Yeah,
said
I'm
that
doing
you
it with
weren't
you.
on it. Like someone said, I'm so sad. Like a tweet, I'm so sad Brooklyn not coming. Or maybe they were just doing someone was confused. Okay, work. So we'll be there together then.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great show. It's like me, you, Detox, Anitra,
Alaska.
um, Alaska Valentina, I think, is doing it.
Yes.
A Nymphia Wind is doing it.
Oh, work. I didn't see that.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be great.
You know, I've never ever been to South America. I've never been to South America at all. So it's my first time going. I have no idea what to expect.
What?
Yeah. I
Really?
never.
That's insane. You're gonna feel like Beyonce. They're the best. They're like the craziest, like most excited fans. Like they'll like beat the walls for everybody. It's incredible.
I cannot wait because that's a country that drag queens are like, honestly, everywhere except America. In Canada, in Brazil, in the UK, like queens aren't looked at like this weird fucking thing. Queens are on mainstream television. Well, I mean, besides Drag Race, right? Like in the UK, the girls do like all like the game shows, the talk shows, like they do all that stuff. In Brazil, drag queens are like fucking regular recording artists. In Canada, again, y'all have queens in programming. In America, it's just always so fucking annoying and weird.
Yeah, America's very strange about it.
Yeah, but I'm excited to go there and feel like the Beyonce. That's fair.
Yeah, it's fun, and the men are gorgeous.
I know. I get to see Brazilian men just IRL, just walking around. I can't wait.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I thought about maybe because I've never been to Rio, obviously, because our gig is in Sao Paulo. I thought about like taking the days after the gig because I have like a week off. Maybe going to Rio and like seeing Rio because I just realized it's the winter there, so Sao Paulo's gonna be cold. Ugh.
Is it actually going to be cold though, or is it going to be like South America cold?
Yeah, I don't know. Someone just like it's winter, so it's probably similar to Australia then, where it's like winter, but it's still like low 70s.
I feel like it never gets like actually cold there.
Okay, work. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, but you should go to Rio if you have time off. Rio's incredible.
Yeah, I want to go there. I want to go to the beach and like say I went to and go see the praying guy on the mountain.
Jesus.
Yeah, I want to go see her and see how she's doing. Well, y'all, Brooklyn, thank you so much for taking the time and coming and chatting up. This was such a great podcast, such a good episode. We talked about a myriad of topics: cats,
We did.
wigs, assistants, politics, being in love. We talked about all of it. This is great.
Yeah, this was so much fun. I love getting to talk to you always.
Same, girl. Same. Thank you. And y'all, we had the legendary Miss Brooke Lynn Hytes on the pod again. Lucky us.
Love you.
Love you, babes.